Welcome to the Getting Vocal podcast. We're recording live on Extreme Voice Radio, February 19th, 2014. I'm Dr. Dave, and we have people in the studio.
Oh.
Hoorah! Well, that was loud. Sorry. So to my right, I have Marissa. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Heath?
Hey.
And Elaine?
Great.
All right. Ooh. You got to teach me how to do that.
Great.
I can't roll my tongue.
Tongue roll.
That's so cool. Join us if you would. You can comment as we yak here on the air. Facebook.com/Extreme Voice Radio. And again, that is Facebook.com/Extreme Voice Radio. Yeah. And if you can do that while we're live, that's great. If not, do it anyway. We're going to check it out throughout the week and get back with you. We love hearing from you. We get some comments from time to time, and that's good. Show ideas are always welcome. You can send that to us, same place, Facebook.com/Extreme Voice Radio. How was everybody's week?
Pretty good.
Not so much.
Collective moan.
Slow, very slow.
Yeah.
Gloom, despair.
Hey, but at least it was really nice today.
Oh, yeah, weather-wise, man.
Oh, good gosh.
All those piles of snow are just, like, almost gone.
I know it.
Man, that's the biggest problem with it, is trying to park and
navigate.
have to drive around the block, make sure the four-wheel drive kicks in before I park, because I'm afraid I can't get out. It's weird. Crazy weather.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I want to mention real quick, and yeah, this is an ongoing thing, but Extreme Voice Youth Ministries is collecting water of various sizes, clean, potable water. And the reason being is there's a town called Budd, West Virginia. Budd has been without clean drinking water since September. And when I say without clean water, I mean, yeah, they got the boil advisory, but I mean, if you turn it on and fill a tub, it is literally black. Budd is a small town of about 500 people-ish, maybe a little less. And, you know, their water company just cannot clean the water. There's some issues there. They're working on it, but it's very sticky. They've had some government officials come in, try to do something about it, and so far they're stuck. A lot of the people in Budd have to purchase water, daily, weekly, whatever. And it's a pretty bad deal. So we're trying to help them out. We know that there's some other charities that have done so, but it's an ongoing problem. And how much water do you need? Think about that.
Yeah.
Really?
So tonight we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about clean water, drinking water, water in general.
Delicious.
Yeah, and how it can be an issue, and how it is an issue for a lot of people, not just here but worldwide. And it's kind of fitting we're talking about this in wake of the big water fiasco up in Charleston, Kanawha County and beyond, where they had the chemical spill, and there's still repercussions from that. But this Budd, West Virginia thing is completely separate from that, obviously, since it's been going on since September. So we want, at the very least, keep them in your prayers. If you'd like to donate, our website is set up for that, VOPWC.org. Again, that is VOPWC.org. It's an acronym for Voice of Praise Worship Center. And, of course, you can hit us up on Facebook, Facebook.com/Extreme Voice Radio, and we'll get that information to you. If you want to drop water off to us here at our studios, I always wanted to say that. Here at the church, Voice of Praise Worship Center, we're in Bluewell, and once again, if you need help with that, just hit us up on the Facebook. We will throw that address out periodically throughout the show. Now, that brings me to special guest Marissa, who seems to be an expert on water. And I say that because you won second place in what?
In the mall, the mall fair.
The fair. Was that a science or social studies?
Social
studies. Yeah, I didn't do too well social studies.
Me either.
Oh, my wife loves it. I was a science guy. But okay, and what was your project on?
Clean water in third world countries.
See? How fitting is that? So you're just loaded with statistics, aren't you?
Yes.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about it.
My project was basically about the barriers of solving the problem of unclean water in third world countries, and mostly Africa. And I made a bio-sand filter, which you can put dirty water through the top, and it comes out clean. And there's many other ways you can sponsor a child and tell them about the biosand filter, and then they can make it, and then they can do it and make it and use it.
Biosand filter.
That is interesting.
It is indeed. I've seen. Have you heard of this product that's out called is it a magic straw, or did you run across that in your research by chance? Okay, yeah, I have to look that up. I'm not sure if that's the name of it or not, but it's basically a tube, and you can put it in the dirtiest, filthiest water and drink, and it cleans 99.999% of everything.
Wow.
In it. It sounds like she's just made the same thing.
I used to have a cup like that. It had like a filter on the bottom of the straw, and it filtered the water as you sucked it up through the straw.
That's so cool. So do you know the science behind that? How it works?
So you basically just get like a empty, clear container, and you put gravel in the bottom, and then sand, and then you have your bio layer, which gets all the other diseases out of it. And then you just keep running it through there, and then it comes out clean.
Wow.
Nice.
So it's made like a tube? Like a tube?
It's like a big container, like a big water filter.
Yeah. With a spout on the bottom, maybe?
Yes.
Like a spigot?
Yes.
Wow.
Well.
So in essence, we could actually make our own.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so. Unless you're like in the middle of a desert or something, you should be able to find some water, right? That's pretty cool.
West Virginia is full of water. Natural springs everywhere.
Well, we've had all these snowbanks laying around forever. That's for sure.
Yeah. It was good to wash the car out from underneath today, going through with the water in the road.
I'm afraid to wash my car. It might fall apart.
Don't go to this local one.
So that's what color my vehicle is.
I forgot.
Probably blow a hole through it.
Oh, man. I'm holding it together.
How old are you, Marissa?
I'm 11.
How about that? You see, that is just impressive to me. It's very impressive. Yeah. So, sounds like with a little bit of education, we can really put a dent in water supply for the world.
Yes.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, and see, even with, not to minimize the town of Bud and their water issue, but here in America, even with those issues, we don't know. We don't have a clue how bad it really is. Statistically speaking, how many people are without clean water?
There's over 3,000 people that go without water every day.
Wow, that's like no water whatsoever.
Yes.
Wow.
Man, gotta have water.
Yes.
There's something in the Bible about, was it Ruth? Went on a water fast? Did you run across that?
No.
Because you said you had scripture, I was just wondering.
Let me see if there's anything.
Or was it Esther?
Ruth.
Might have been Esther. See, that's horrible. I should know this.
No.
Yeah, well, too late now. It's out there on the interwebs. Dave doesn't know. I'll have to look that up. It was interesting because it was a 3-day fast, and medically speaking, that's as long as you can go.
Yeah, that's what.
Without water. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty dedicated.
That is hardcore.
That's very dedicated. Elaine said she had some scripture. I want to hear some of that.
I do. Let's see. Let's start with the first one. It takes it from Old Testament through New Testament, and there are 10 different scriptures. We must all die. We are like water spilled on the ground, which cannot be gathered up. That was in 2 Samuel.
Never really thought of that. Gathering up water on the ground.
Hard to do.
Yeah. I think that would be an issue.
I mean, we gone. You want to hear another one?
Yeah.
This is in Psalms 65:9. You visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The river of God is full of water. You provide the people with grain, for so you have prepared it.
Gift from God. Water's life. I mean,
It is life.
Animals and plants alike I mean, it's got to happen.
Yeah.
You ever think about that? Do you guys just drink water straight up? Because I know a lot of people don't.
What do you mean?
Well, yeah, I know people are like, well, I don't like drinking water.
I love
what
water.
I mean? And they'll drink anything but, which is so weird to me. Yeah, because, I mean, if I did that, I'd walk around thirsty all the time. I really believe. That's just me. I mean,
It's not one of my top things, but sometimes I just crave water. I was raised on spring water. With absolutely nothing added to it. Right out of the mountain. And there's nothing like it. It's like drinking air. I don't know. Seriously, it has no flavor,
Don't swallow too much air.
Yeah. What if the air was stinky? Then it'd be like, okay, it's not like drinking air.
Isn't it similar growing up?
Really good cold water. It was so good. And I lived for, I guess, 17 years on spring water. It's not very good for the teeth because there was no fluoride added to it like our public drinking water. But, yeah, it was really good.
I guess similar growing up, we had a well, and most wells are, almost all wells I've dealt with kind of have a sulfur smell to it or something. Ours was just straight up great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was, I miss that.
Yeah.
I'm on city water now, which isn't bad, but you can smell chlorine from time to time.
Yeah.
You're like,
It burns your eyes.
Well, it's not quite that bad, but you can smell it. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you can smell it.
Yeah, it's something else. So, did you get any other kind of wacky, interesting statistics when you were doing your studies?
Yes. If airplane crashes every 6 hours, it would be like that for everybody that don't have water. So, anybody that goes with lack of clean water kills people at a rate equal to a jumbo jet crashing every 6 hours.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Man. We should do more about this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And how many people can be fit into a jumbo jet?
Depends on the jet, but we got that new Dreamliner.
A couple hundred, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, easy.
747 or something.
That new Dreamliner, what is it, 787 or 797? Something. It's like 3 stories
it's
high.
It's like 800.
Yeah. I mean, they call them Airbus.
Yeah.
Well, that's a brand, obviously, but I mean, yeah. Nah, I ain't seen no bus and carry that many people. Wow. It's like taking a Carnival ship and flying it through the air. So we're talking about water, clean water, or lack thereof tonight. That's the topic. Facebook.com/Extreme Voice Radio if you want to chime in. I'll check that here in just a second. We have Marissa along who had a social studies fair project on that and seems to be quite knowledgeable, impressively so. So, we're talking about Africa. They seem to be hardest hit with lack of water. Is that true?
Yes.
All right. I looked up something earlier.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Millions lack safe water. Have you seen this webpage? Water.org? Yeah, yes. I figured. See? She's an expert. I'm telling you. 345 million without access in Africa. Whew. Wow. 541 million without water in Southwest and Central Asia.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
We just turned the faucet on.
Hold on, wait a minute. I misread that. It was 196 million. My apologies. I see how this works now. There's only 10 million without access in developed countries. That would include the United States, Canada, Russia, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, combined. There's only 10 million. Compared to what we got here, 32 million in Latin America and Caribbean. That's pretty crazy.
That is.
Yes.
200 million Southeast, East Asia, and Oceania area.
Wow.
Every 21 seconds, a child dies from a water-related illness. Okay, it's getting depressing. What can we do about this?
Oh, man.
You know. What can you do about this?
What can we do about it, Marissa?
You can use the biosand filter.
There you go. So we can educate people on making these things. I wonder if it'd be possible to... is there an organization that are maybe sending these things? I know there's something about digging wells in Africa. I know there's some missions groups that do work like that. Yeah, the biosand filter. So you got instructions on building this thing, right?
Yes.
All right, we might just have to put that on the old Facebook page.
We might have to.
Yeah, and then if this podcast ends up in our YouTube channel, which, by the way, we launched a YouTube channel last week, might have some information for you there as well. So we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, if you want to check out the YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/VOPWC.
Sweet.
Yep. So wanted to bring us up to speed on that. Now, coming back locally, the Bud West Virginia thing, we have collected, oh my goodness, I don't know how much water, but it's quite a bit. And what we're trying to do is as soon as we get to a decent truckload, which I think we're pretty close to, we're going to haul it over there and then hopefully get them some more. So I also want to mention that several people from the community have already contributed. An Alabaster Box in Brush Fork, they've been sending water up. I spoke with Julie down there yesterday, and she said that they have more water coming. So
nice,
awesome stuff, man.
Right.
So that is cool. And of course, if you want to help contribute, that information can be found facebook.com/Extreme Voice Radio. Just ask. We'll tell you what you can do. Awesome stuff. Got more scripture?
Yeah.
Keeping it flowing.
Maybe.
It's all right. She's reading from a device.
It's not coming up.
Uh-oh.
Hold it. Here it comes. Here,
Oh,
I've got
electronics.
It. I've got
Say,
it.
man, technology's letting me down again.
This is Proverbs 25:25. Like cold water to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country.
Cold water. On a hot day. Maybe we should have done this in the summer. Or turn the heat up in the studio. Oh, water! It's been hot in here before.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It's what, and water, you actually have a nervous habit with water. Like if you're nervous, you can drink a lot of it. We were talking about that walking down the hall. So, yeah.
Because your mouth gets dry like this.
Why is that?
And then you need water.
Like I was in the pulpit one Sunday bringing the word, and I was like, my mouth was clicking,
it was
right?
Like
it was
an
so
African
dry.
Desert.
Why is that? It's so strange.
Oh, man.
I don't get it.
Dave?
I didn't do it.
No, it says here that the Bible is rich with images of water that symbolize new life, number one, that symbolize cleansing, number two, and the fulfillment of God's promises. I'm confused. I can understand symbolizing new life, and I can understand it cleansing. But the third one, the fulfillment of God's promises. How does water, or images of water, how does it...
My mind goes back to the lady at the well in Samaria.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Because if you drink of that water, you'll thirst again.
Yeah.
If you drink from my water...
Never be thirsty.
Right.
Excellent. I wonder if I have that here.
Yeah, water is such a powerful thing.
Okay, I've got it here. Jesus said to her, "Everyone who drinks of this water will be thirsty again. But those who drink of the water that I will give them will never be thirsty. The water that I give will become in them a spring of water, gushing up eternal life."
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's good stuff.
I would think that is symbolizing cleansing. That might be like baptism. Do you think that would be like baptism, the water?
think so. Baptism is an awesome representation of you're going in one way and you're coming out another. And yeah, it's I know baptism services are always awesome. Can just feel it. It's wonderful. So there's, as we were discussing, several people in the world without clean water. And then Marissa has discovered this biofilter thing.
Biofilter.
And you said you can sponsor people to teach them how to make them?
Yes.
And is there information on that out there somewhere we can link to?
Yes. I'm not sure what it is, though.
Okay.
But my family does.
Okay. We can get that and put that out there for you. That's awesome. So, second place, huh? Was that countywide?
Yes.
That's impressive.
Go, Marissa.
See, I like that.
Nice.
So was there like a first prize at the school level, maybe? Or did you just compete?
I just competed.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked. I remember my son had to do it once because he was forced to. Yeah.
I remember science fairs. I always did horrible.
I never got... Well, I take that back. I didn't get to do a science fair until I was a senior in high school.
Really?
Yeah. But I always did social studies fairs, and I was like, I even had the judges tell me, this is more like a science project. Yeah, I know. I tried. Oh. I wonder why that is. Why we have different interests, like, like people that seem to be geared towards social studies. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not around the right people. Because I'm geared for science, and social studies does not.
Are you antisocial?
Interest me much. I suppose I could be called an introvert. I do struggle with crowds.
Yeah.
And meeting new people.
It's hard.
It is.
You got to put yourself out there, huh? I have a question for the panel.
The panel or the expert?
For all of us. There are 4 of us here. And how many of us drink faucet water?
Me.
Me too. Okay, we all do. So we just blindly trust that it's good enough, don't we?
I do.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
No, I don't in the summertime because I have really old pipes and it smells a little, it tastes funny too. Yeah, but wintertime it's ice cold and I drink it right out of the faucet. Well, with a cup, I don't put,
Stick your head on
Blaine's
I
got
don't
her
put my head under there.
Oh.
Where's the straw?
It's not that I haven't, but not now.
Sometimes a glass just isn't good enough.
I know, right?
You can't get that water quick enough.
And it's really bad to drink out of a water hose because of the plastic or whatever.
Really?
And how many of us have done that?
Oh, yeah. Growing up, I did it all the time.
I've never done that.
Oh, don't ever do it, baby. Don't go there.
Oh, sure, she gets out alive. It didn't affect me too much.
Yeah.
It didn't affect me too much.
What?
It didn't affect me too much.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I kind of trust it. Although I did hear a statistic that the city of Bluefield water is actually some of the best tap water in the country.
Wow.
Now, I can't back that up. I've never actually seen that officially. I've just heard it said from 2 or 3 individuals, so I find that interesting. Yeah, I mean, if I'm comparing it to bottled water, I'd, probably prefer the bottled water, but if I'm not going to go buy a carton of bottled water over the tap because, well, we're cheap. We do everything cheap, I want water, I'll just drink it out of this thing. It's okay. I do know Bluefield's water, the majority of Bluefield's water comes off of East River Mountain. So
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh. That's good stuff there.
Yeah, so if it's coming out of the mountain, it can't be horrible. I mean, I guess it could be, but
West Virginia is loaded with natural springs.
isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I mean, there are places in the road, that they can't fix because the water keeps pushing up through the asphalt.
Like I said, water's a powerful force. I mean,
It is.
Obviously, we generate electricity with it, but you've heard of all these rock slides we've been having around here lately? It's all because the water gets in the rocks and freezes.
Right,
And
expands.
next thing you know, you got the boulder the size of, this church building laying in the road.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty pretty massive stuff. So, and my mind, real quick, I know this is a bit of a tangent, but I was watching this survival thing, and this guy was dropped off in Iceland, had to hike to civilization, and he kept coming across, I mean, it was like 0 and 12 degrees out and -2, but he kept coming across these geothermal springs.
Wow.
Yeah, and most of Iceland's power is powered from the steam and stuff.
Incredible.
So,
I didn't know that.
like his first night, he found hot water coming out of a cave, and he just crawled up in the cave and went to sleep because it was like 90 degrees in there.
Wow.
But then the next night he messed up because he laid on top of steam coming out of the ground, and he was really, really warm. But then the next day when he got up, he was really, really wet.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that was not cool.
No.
Froze to
He
death.
didn't think that one through.
No dry clothes.
Right, so that's interesting. But you get into parts of the world where there's not a lot of water, there's not a lot of clean water, and that's where the crisis is. So,
Yeah.
and that's why it's a shame that Bud, West Virginia, is facing this issue, because they're in Wyoming County, which is some of the most beautiful country in this state, and their water is just junk. So horrible.
Make one of those bio
Sand filters.
sand filters, a giant one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how big can you make that thing?
You can make it any size.
Thinking tanker size. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we'll bypass their filters or whatever. But I guess that's kind of how the treatment plant works anyway.
Yeah.
And I think they said they believe they got a crack in it, so stuff's getting in, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, any other cool things happen with your little project? We'll put her on the spot. Could play some music.
Well, there was a lot of cool things. There was a picture. There was several pictures of my mom's friend. He helps like people out, and he's a missionary. And so he taught me how to make the filters.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I learned.
Where's he a missionary to? Do you know?
I think it's in Peru. I think it's in Peru.
Ah,
Cool.
Peru. Didn't we have some people go on a trip to Peru recently?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we interviewed them here too.
Did we?
We did when they got back.
I think there's a group going this year, isn't there?
Going to El Salvador.
El Salvador, I believe. Yeah. I think it was Peru, and that's where Candace went, and and Katrina, and
Oh, I must have not been here.
yeah, and we did an interview. Shout out to Danny.
You were away.
I was away.
You were away.
Not sure if he's listening or not, but he liked our broadcast on Facebook, so I thought I'd say hi. Hey, Danny. We miss you, man.
Hey, Danny.
We like it when you're here.
Danny.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah, and all of our other listeners, thanks for hanging with us. We're talking about water, clean water, and the lack thereof. And we have Marissa, the expert, with us.
Expert Marissa on agua.
That's it. See, man, I should let you host more often. See, you can come up with stuff on the fly. Just there rambling. Oh. So the picture of the... So he's the one that taught you that then, the missionary, right?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, Dave, do you think you'll get an illustration of that biosand filter?
I think we should do that.
And put it on the Facebook or
Put on the interwebs.
interwebs.
Keep calling it the interwebs.
So you actually made one of these filters?
Yes, and it was part of my project. I put it in front.
What'd you make what was the container? Was it one of those like 5-gallon things, or was it smaller?
It was like this big, pretty much. It wasn't. It was pretty big.
Was it glass or plastic?
Plastic.
Now, see, I think I saw this thing on Facebook, right, when I think Stephanie posted it.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to... Ooh, that's neat. Look at that. That's a big one there.
The small one is the one that I did.
And you did this one here. Yeah, or similar.
Similar.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can put a link to this up. We'll do that. And then maybe we'll put a link up to the one you did. That would be even cooler. That's what everybody wants to see anyway, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. Of course, I'm going to have to log into Facebook here.
So how long did it take you to make this filter?
They didn't take too long.
Really?
We just had to gather the materials, and then we made it.
All right, so facebook.com/Extreme Voice Radio.
That's something that you could do if you were camping, too.
Yes.
So you'd have clean water.
That there is a good idea.
Yeah.
If you couldn't have a fire to boil your water,
Yeah.
you just make your little filter. Wham, bam.
Boiling water is interesting because it gets most of the junk out, but then you got to wait on it to cool.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing. And then there's desalination, where you take salt water out of the ocean and
boil it. And then
boil it, but have a tent built over it so that it'll condensate and go inside another container.
Yeah.
And then it's clean.
Isn't that how they make moonshine?
I'm sorry. I was getting ready to comment, and then I thought, maybe I shouldn't. Well, you know, it's funny because, you know, I have conversations with my son all the time, and he's like, oh, you know, why are you watching these shows where they're making things like moonshine and beer and whatever? I'm like, son, there's science in that. You know, it's not what the product they're making, it's how they're getting there. It's so incredibly scientific. I love science.
Weird science.
I know, I'm so horrible. Yeah, I think there's something similar there. Yeah. Yes, very much so. But yeah, we have no knowledge of such things.
No, we don't. Ancestors, maybe.
Yeah, well, you know.
It is West Virginia.
Another debate for another day, perhaps. You got any last words, Marissa? Oh, that sounded horrible. You got any last words?
Any last words?
I think that if we can make the world a better place by making the filters and sharing the ideas with other people.
I agree totally. That's fantastic.
Indeed.
So we have Marissa tonight. Everybody, I'm going to give her applause first.
Aww.
Yeah. I can do that too. Yay! I have no idea how long that is. 9.5 seconds. Okay. You were going to say, Elaine?
I just have one last verse that I'd like to read.
Okay, great.
And that's from Revelation. It said, "Then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, bright as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb through the middle of the street of the city."
Bright as crystal.
Bright as crystal.
I love crystal.
The river of the water of life. So we gotta have it.
You got that image now, right? That's so cool. I love it. Well, thanks for coming.
Glad to have.
You going to come back?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. We'll do that. We'll bring you back, and we'll have more conversations on such things. So thanks for listening. This has been Getting Vocal, the podcast, recorded live on Extreme Voice Radio. Hey, listen, if you're a musician or a singer, artist, whatever, send us your stuff. Facebook.com/Extreme Voice Radio. We'd like to carefully consider playing that on the air on Extreme Voice Radio. 10 a.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What happens?
We worship.
Church.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Pam will lead you in worship. Pastor Jason will bring the word. And it happens live on Extreme Voice Radio. evradio.org. If you're on the podcast and you want to know how to get there, that's how you do it. If you're listening live, you want to get to the podcast, VOPWC.org. It stands for Voice of Praise Worship Center. Again, VOPWC.org. On behalf of Marissa, say bye, Marissa.
Bye.
Heath.
Bye.
Elaine.
Bye, Marissa.
Good job. I'm Dr. Dave. God bless you. We'll catch you next time.